Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Now this is a rather magnificent mallee burl. It's one of the 6 pieces I bought from Yandles a few weeks ago, and I'm thinking of producing some sort of natural edge bowl with this one. The other pieces I've done, I've generally worked at in that orientation, keeping this as this kind of shape going on. But this time we're going to turn it over and use some of these beautiful spikes on the top to give us a wonderful natural edge. First thing we've got to do is get a template on, over to the bandsaw, cut it out, and then we can get started. Now we've got some higher spots on here and some lower ones. I want to try and get as much variation as I can into this bowl. So I'll put the edge of this curve over these 2 peaks here, so we can make sure that they're going to be part of the final piece. Okay, here's our blank all nicely cut out. It's revealed some amazing grain around the side, so I'm really quite excited about getting this one started. But next, we've got to try and get it onto the lathe. Now, it's going to be sat in that orientation, so I would like to use a worm screw or something like that. So I need to flatten this area around here, and I'll do that with a Forstner bit. Okay, we're on the lathe. I have tilted it a little bit out this side. These are the higher peaks and these are the lower. And by tilting one side more than the other, we can get less of a discrepancy in the heights between the top of this piece. So first job is to get this nice and flat across the base, and then we can start working up the side. Face shield on, 1/2 inch bowl gouge is all nicely sharpened, and we shall start at about 780 RPM. Okay, our base is nearly flat. I've got a few bits of work to do on it still, but I think we're okay now to start working up this edge. We need to get right up to this top peaks here and here. I will be taking it slowly. I'll stop 2 or 3 times just to see how this shape around here is emerging. And if any opportunities arise, we'll stop and discuss them. Okay, it's going well. We haven't quite got to the top of these 2 peaks yet. And a little voice in my head is telling me to do a fairly straight-sided piece as opposed to a curve. I'm not sure I agree with it, but I'll explore that for a little bit. Okay, so we've turned around those 2 peaks, and I have kept a relatively straightish side. And I've got to decide if I like that or not. This is the main thing which is putting me off. All this around here it's nice, and this grain in here it's revealed is just beautiful. I like it, but I would like to see this a little bit higher. So I think I'm just going to go in a little bit, probably about 1/4 of an inch, just to raise these up, and also try and get this heartwood a bit further around here. But So far, I'm not completely adverse to this high-sided idea. Okay, let's see how that looks. Got it higher. Still not quite got this hardwood coming through. Started to do a little bit at the bottom. Okay, I think I'm going to go with it, but I am going to put a small chamfer on this bottom. Otherwise it'll just look like a pork pie. Small chamfer into a base and then a recess. Okay, right, little chamfer, base. Okay, I can live with that, certainly. Right, I'm going to put a recess in, and then I think we'll be okay to start sanding. Okay, that'll do that. I shall set up for sanding. I'll let you watch a bit of it, and I shall bring you back when we're done. Okay, sanding went beautifully. All was well. So I'm just going to put on a bit of isopropyl alcohol just to clean out the dust from the grooves. It'll give us the first look at how this grain's going to look when it's finished. I don't think I need to say anything, do I? Mallee Burl just never lets you down. Every single square inch. It's just amazing. I must admit, this is a particularly nice one. Right, we'll let this dry and then I'll come back on with, not sure. Okay, that's all nice and dry. Now I'm going to go straight on with an abrasive paste. Two reasons. Firstly, the last time I put a shellac sealer on a Mallee Burl, it looked fine, absolutely fine, but it does darken the sapwood a little bit more than I normally would like. So I'm going to avoid that in this case. Go straight on with an abrasive paste. Now this does have oils and stuff in it, so it will protect the wood. It'll also help us bring it to a wonderfully smooth finish. This is an experimental abrasive paste. We are getting closer to having a final recipe that we're happy with, and we're hoping to launch at some point, either late this year or early next. Okay, right, I'm going to buff this in the same way I did on my last piece, with a pad on a drill. Because there's gaps, it's going to be easier to get it up to full speed and have some sort of effect. I am going to be using a face shield because this stuff has a chance to spatter off and I don't want it in my eyes. I don't mean to brag or anything, but boy, that's done a good job. Right, we'll just give that a wipe over with isopropyl. Okay, now I'm not going to put a final finish on this yet, so I want to leave some options open, so we'll turn this around and start hollowing out. Okay, we've turned around and we're ready to start hollowing. Now, mallee burl is an incredibly hard wood, and as you can see, we've got a very, very uneven surface, so going across there with a bowl gouge or anything like that is going to cause an awful lot of vibrations. So initially, I'm going to go in with a Forstner bit, a couple of inches, maybe 3, and then we'll start working out with either pull cuts with the bowl gouge or with a hollowing tool. I think that's going to be the safest way to progress with this piece. Wonderful. Right, I shall get set up. We'll start hollowing. It's going well. Really, really hard to get past these knobbly bits because they are like an absolute rock. I'm wanting to extend this out by about another ½ inch. I think then we'll be there and ready to go all the rest of the way in. Okay, it's going well. I just wanted to have a quick look at this thickness on the edge. I think we're just about there on the thickness. Maybe got a little bit thinner, but I'll leave it as it is for now and just start carrying on in. Okay, that's doing a pretty good job. We're getting now, I think, with some scraping tools, just to sort out this edge and flatten off this base. We've virtually got a flat bottom, so I want the bottom of the inside to be completely flat as well. Okay, I am more than happy with that. Right, I'm going to set up for sanding again. Let you watch some of it, and I shall bring you back when it's done. Okay, we're all finished. Sanded up to 400. Really an awkward shape to sand. These kind of steep corners are very, very difficult to get into. Normally you'd get in there with your hand. I did it a couple of times, but having an uneven surface You're really not supposed to put your hand in there or anywhere near it. So don't do what I do, kids. I apologise for poor behaviour. Bit of isopropyl. It was all worth it though, wasn't it? Just to clean up the grain. And let this dry, then come back with the abrasive paste. Okay, that's a nice amount of time to dry. So I'll go back in with the abrasive paste. I'm going to put a fair amount on because I want the mop on the end of the drill to be saturated with it. So I'm going to use that to go over these bark areas, sorry, the burl areas on the edges. It may tear it to shreds, but they're not that expensive, and I think if it works, it'll be worthwhile. Okay, face shield back on. I think it's left more sponge in there than I would have liked. There we go. But that's fine. Right, I'll wipe this off with isopropyl. I'll give it a quick blow off first though. That method of applying the abrasive paste is, it really works. It's an idea I had a little while ago. And you could practically leave that as a finish. It really is that good. Right, let's let this dry, and I think we'll go on with a hard wax. Okay, I'm just putting on a homemade Carrageenan wax. This is just suspended in mineral oil, perfectly food safe, and it should give us a nice polish. We haven't done the outside yet, so we'll be doing that as well at the same time. Okay, I'm going to go back on again with a sponge, obviously a clean one. Okay, I'm going to clean up and then I'll bring you back and we'll take a look at what we've done. Well, there we go. A very pretty mallee burl bowl. I do love the shape that all these different heights have given us on the piece. It does make it very interesting. And the grain in the base of this bowl is just absolutely unbelievable. I'll just get a little bit of a close-up on that camera there. It's just, you can kind of lose yourself just looking at it and looking. In terms of the design, you know, occasionally I get these little voices in my head, and the voice said, you know, flat sides, nice steep inner rim. I thought, well, you know, we'll give it a go. I'm quite happy with it. It really is incredibly hard to sand into these corners, especially with such a hard wood as mallee. But it came out all right. I'm pretty happy with the results. It's the grain pattern of this bowl which just makes it so unbelievable. As I said before, there's not a single inch on this bowl which isn't absolutely beautiful. The grain pattern everywhere is just stunning. And I've still got 4 more pieces of this to turn. We're going to have to think of something even more exciting for the next one. Something that makes the most of this incredible pattern. Anyway, there we go. I hope you've enjoyed the video this week. If you have, I would really appreciate a like and subscribe and all the usual things. And if you could share it as well, then that would be absolutely amazing. Feel free to let me know what you think of the shape of this bowl. And if you do leave a comment, don't forget that you are going to be entered into the giveaway the next time we do one. But apart from that, thank you very much indeed for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Thank you.